going on, guys? Welcome back to the realm of House Darklyn here in Crusader Kings 2 Game of Thrones. Now, this is actually just an info video because I have some things to talk to you about. First of all, I'm very happy about all the people who have come up with names that they want to have featured in this series. So far, the series has been a success, and I've had a lot of fun. You guys have a lot of comments, which is something I very much enjoy, very much love, so thank you for that. And in your comments you have come up with names, and that was actually way more than I expected. I think I have, right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think I have almost 20 name suggestions, and here, well, that is good. That's also kind of the problem, and that is the reason I'm making this video, because with 20 people, it's very unlikely that all of your guys' characters are gonna make it into the series. I mean, if we have a lustful character with seduction focus, that is very much possible that we get all of these people in, but other than that, it is very difficult. Simply because I do the roleplay, and so I don't just want to go off, you know, having 10 children with every single character. And also, most of you guys wanted to have names or suggested names for male Darklyn members, and right now we actually have more female children. So that's obviously a little bit of a problem, and also, you know, I can't control if we're gonna have a lustful character in the future. So even then, it may not, your character may not appear for, you know, generations, and I don't even know how long I want to continue this series. So what I was thinking, what we could do is perhaps, you know, come up with a different way to integrate your guys' characters into the game. And well, I guess I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. There's a gentleman named Alpax, I guess, and he has a YouTube channel called Alpax LP. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description of this video so you can check him out, because he also does, well, Let's Plays of Crusader Kings 2, and in his current series, where he also does kind of the role play, he actually came up with the idea to create custom subscriber characters or courtiers that join his court and then can work for him as bodyguards, as commanders, as maybe even treasurer or chancellor or whatever. And I thought that's a pretty good idea, so that's what we're gonna do as well. So basically, here's the idea. I did tell you guys and kind of promised, not necessarily promised, but I did say if you want to have your name featured, then please suggest me a name, and I guess I will keep to that promise. But if you want your character to be in this game earlier, I suggest that you also create a custom character. So basically, what I need you to do is, if you come up with a character, it doesn't want to let me click on the ruler designer. Well, that is obviously unfortunate. Okay, well, that screws me over. Anyways, I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with the ruler designer. Basically, what I just need, if you want to have a character created, I obviously need all of the traits that this character has. I need a name, age, and all of that. And obviously, if you want to have, if your character is supposed to be, you know, a noble, and you want a certain coat of arms, then you please have to tell me exactly the numbers, because it can't be bothered looking through all of these 800, you know, shields or whatever. There's so many pictures in there, and if you just tell me a red cross or something, it could be very difficult and time consuming for me to find. So if you want to have a certain appearance for your character, or if you want to have a certain coat of arms, please exactly tell me, you know, slot 1 is 20 from 20 out of 130 or something. I don't know exactly how many there are, but I guess you get the idea. Unfortunately, I can't show you right now because somehow this is bugged. Whatever the case. So that's how we're gonna do it. And also, we currently have a lot of courtiers in our court already that I don't want to just fire because it would be odd. So what we're gonna do is, I'm only gonna ask you guys to come up with a custom courtier once I'm in need of someone. So I will always say that, state that in the video, and if not, I will state it in a comment below a video. If it is time for new custom courtier, then you guys can come up with these guys, and I will integrate one of them, depending on how much I like the backstory. So what I would very much like you to do is come up with a backstory for your character, why this character is, you know, a formidable fighter, who wields 2 Valyrian steel swords and rides a dragon, obviously. So if you have such an awesome character, obviously I need a very important and very well done backstory. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense, you know, for such a guy to show up at the Darklyn court. So yeah, that's what I would like you to do, and then I'm gonna choose one, guys. Now, I just mentioned Valyrian steel swords and dragon riders. Those are some of the rules, I would say. Dragon riders in this time are not possible simply because there are no dragons. So I wouldn't really want any dragon riders here. If we are during this Let's Play, if we find some dragons and they start to well, produce more dragons and more, then I guess we could talk about having some Dragon Rider Courtiers, but for now, I think not. And also, Valyrian Steel Blades, you really need to have a very good backstory, like very elaborate, in order for me to accept that. Otherwise, well, you're just not gonna have a Valyrian Steel Sword because they're rather rare. I think that's almost all I wanted to cover. Maybe I've forgotten something, I'm not entirely sure, but this is already going on for too long anyway, so I hope you guys know exactly what I want from you, and I will, as I said, I don't want any courtier suggestions below this video or below other videos. I will specifically tell you when I need a character to fill out the role as maybe a chancellor or the master arms or just a bodyguard. So yeah, oh yeah, and that's the one thing, excuse me, one more thing I wanted to say. Obviously, if you have already suggested a name for one of the Darklyn sons, I might also use them still, but as I said, rather come up with a custom character just so that they can get into the game earlier. And I will not accept the name Harry Cake and Cthulhu. That is, no Darklyn child will ever have that name, except if I'm playing as a lunatic, cruel character who hates his children, then I might do that. But otherwise, there's no way there's a Harry Cake Darklyn. No, that's just not gonna pop. That's just not gonna happen. I can't even talk straight because of that name. Anyways, guys, see you next time.